Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Here we're going to take notes on the standard form of a line. Quick review, we've already learned how to find this graph a line that's in slope-intercept form and point-slope form. Quickly, just to remind you, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. I'm telling you these equations over and over because you need to have them memorized. So I hope that me telling them to you over and over will help that. But it's important that you have these memorized. Point slope form is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1, where m, again, is the slope, and in this case, the point is x1, y1. And remember, point slope form is a little bit frustrating because it has minuses in the equation. That means when we take the point out of the equation, it's opposite from what we would think. So if it was like a minus a number, then that number would be positive. It's backwards. I hope you remember what I'm talking about. Standard form of a line is the formal way of writing a line. So these are all different ways of writing the same exact line. Just like you have different names. You have the name that your mama calls you, maybe like, I don't know, Love Bug. And then you have the name that your friends call you, like Lauren. And then you have the name that your formal name, like Mrs. Roebuck. And so these are all just different ways of writing a line. And so standard form of a line is the most formal, and it is ax plus by equals c. That's standard form of a line. Just like slope, intercept, and point slope, you can still see we have that x and y in there. Those are always going to be there, and a, b, and c are numbers. If I'm going too quickly, pause the video to catch up. But there are some requirements for a, b, and c. There are some things that have to be true. A, b, and c are numbers, but there are some special characteristics that have to be true. A has to be a positive number and a whole number. It cannot be a decimal. A has to be positive and whole. A and B both cannot be zero. If A was zero and B was zero, then the whole equation would go away because 0 times x plus 0 times b is just 0. So they both can't be 0. One could be, but they both can't be. And then the last thing is that A, B, and C can have no common factors. We can think about common factors kind of like when we simplify fractions, we're trying to take away common factors. So we're going to kind of think about it like that. I have 4 equations here. We're going to decide if they're in standard form or not, and we're going to fix it if they're not. This one is the only one that's written in standard form. This one is good to go. The reason, A is positive. A is positive 4. We can practice writing this out. A equals 4, B equals 3, and C equals 10. AX, so A is 4, BY, B is 3, equals C, so C is 10. So A is positive and holds, not a fraction or a decimal. A and B are not 0. And if I look, there's no number that's in 4, 3, and 10. 4 and 3 both have a 2, but I'm sorry, 4 and 10 both have a 2, but 3 doesn't. So that is why that equation is in standard form. If we look at the next one, A is -8. B is 3, and C is 10. I see a problem, and that A is not positive. A in this case is a -8, and that is not okay. So this is not in standard form. To make it in standard form, we have to make that positive. So I can multiply the entire thing by -1, and that changes everything. -1 times 8 is +8. -1 times -3 is -3y, and a -1 times 10 is a -10. So I had to multiply the entire thing by a negative number to make my A be positive. For the next one, A is, I'll do it in a different color. I kind of squeezing these in here by accident, sorry. A is 1/3, B is 4, and C is 15. That's a problem. If we go through my requirements, A has to be a whole number. And in this case, A is a fraction. So I cannot have a fraction as my leading coefficient.